Hi Year 11, hope you are well. This is a short PowerPoint presentation just to go through some key information about the routines and systems for the mock examinations which are coming up next week. Before we start looking at some of those systems that are going to start to take place in our mock exams, it's really important for us to understand why we're doing this series of mock exams and the benefits that we stand to get through going through this process. So first of all, really important that we get that opportunity to go and sit some exams in real exam conditions. We know that practice makes permanent, and it's really good to get ourselves into good routines and to build those systems so it reduces our nerves when we come to the real exams in the summer. Not only does it build on our fluency, but it also enables us to gain valuable exam technique to pick up lots of extra marks that we might not have got otherwise if we hadn't have done a similar practice. And also it's a really good way for you to track your own progress and to see how far you've developed from September. Mocks are a really good way of also building confidence, and from a teacher's perspective, they're a fantastic way to really highlight where your learning gaps are, what pieces of information that you still need to know to be successful, and act as a really good tool for us after the mock exams to know what we need to cover in lessons and what interventions might need to take place. The last thing that I would like to speak to you about, just in terms of understanding why we're doing this, is also to do with the current climate we're in at the moment. As you are aware, last year, Year 11 learners did not sit their exams, and in fact we used a set of calculated grades in order to give them their final results that they got moving forward. This year we're not sure really what's going to happen. We really hope that you will be able to take your exams at the end of the year. Obviously if that's not the case, we obviously need to bear that in mind, and if calculated grades are used, it's really important that you are using this opportunity in the mocks to apply yourself fully, because this actually might be used as one piece of evidence put towards those calculated grades that might make the difference for you moving forward. On the screen in front of you now, you will see the updated exam timetable. Please note there's been some changes to the one that was issued before half term. All these changes will be reflected on your personal, individual mock examination timetables, which will be coming out to you later on this week. Just for your reference, there's going to be 2 examination slots, one in the AM and one in the PM. The AM exams will start around 9 o'clock and the PM ones will start around 1:15. It's really important that we're punctual to all these exams to ensure that when we arrive in our examinations, we're feeling very relaxed, very calm, and therefore able to perform our best. In order for the exams to take place, there's going to be some changes to the school day, which you will see on your screen now. You will notice that when you come in, you'll have tutor time, then period 1 followed by period 2, before having a break between 11 AM and 11:15. You'll then go to period 3, followed by period 4, but you will have a split period 4. So that will mean that between 12:15 and 12:45, you'll have the first half an hour of period 4 before going to lunch. Lunch will still be half an hour, and then if you've got an afternoon exam, you will do your exam for the rest of the time in the school. If you haven't got an exam in the afternoon, then you will return back to period 4 and complete the second half an hour. You will then move directly on to period 5. In terms of the routines for the morning exam, when the bell goes at 8:37 AM, please go straight to your form room. Your form tutor will then take the register. Please make sure that during this time you are double checking your individual timetable and know exactly where you need to be for the exam, including the seat number if you are in the main hall. Your form tutor will then bring you down to the playground in single file, no earlier than 8:45, where you will then line up in silence. From there, we will take you through the main entrance for Year 11, and you will either go straight through to the main hall, if that's where you sit in the exam, or if you're taking an exam on the sea floor, you can go up the stairs and access the corridor like you usually would. In terms of the afternoon, if you've got an exam in the afternoon, when the bell goes after lunch, then you'll just need to remain on the playground and again line up in your class groups. So for example, on Monday, there is a geography exam in the afternoon. You will therefore need to line up in your geography groups, and members of SLT and other members of staff will be there to support this process. It's really important that you line up quickly in single file and in silence to try and ensure that it's a really efficient process. Just a reminder, it's really important to check the location of your exam and the seat number for each exam, just to make sure that you're fully prepared before the exam. To ensure that you're performing the best that you possibly can in all the exams that you're going to take over the 2-week period, it's important that you feel calmed, settled, and also have the correct frame of mind before you're going into each exam. So in terms of the stages of preparation, I would like you to consider the following. The night before, make sure you're checking your exam timetable and you know which exams are coming up the next day. Think about the equipment that you're going to need for those exams and make sure that that equipment is packed in your bag, ready to go in the morning. Check where you are taking the exam. Is it the hall? Is it the classroom on a seafloor? Or is it in learning support? What's your seat number? Make sure that you're prepared. And also importantly as well, memorise your candidate number, and this can be found on your individual exam timetables. In terms of on the day, make sure that when you wake up, you eat something nutritious for breakfast to try and get the brain started. Ensure that you're arriving to school on time. Start moving to your tutor groups as soon as the bell goes. Make sure you're giving yourself lots of time so it's a nice, relaxed start to the day with minimal stress. Again, make sure that you're double checking your timetable just to ensure that you feel 100% in terms of where you need to go and what your seat is going to be. This is an example of what your individual timetable might look like, and if you want to have a look to see where the exams are going to be sat and also which seat number you're in, the information will just be in this section here. Everyone will have the opportunity to sit at least one of their exams in the main hall. When we are in the main hall, it's really important that we follow in the same systems and the routines that are expected for us in all mock examinations, and I'm just going to talk through those briefly now. The first one is as soon as we are entering the examination room, it's really important that we're in exam conditions. And what that means is that there should be no talking or no communication of any form with anyone other than the exam invigilators. When you come through the doors of the main hall, there will be a member of staff there to control the flow of traffic into the hall. We'll be letting you in small groups, and we'll be asking, first of all, for you to go into the savoury area to drop off any bags and coats. At this stage, you need to think about what equipment you need to take with you to your individual exam desk. So what equipment might you need for the exam? And also if you've got a mobile phone, make sure that you take that to your desk as well. There is a new process for mobile phones in terms of keeping those safe in the exams that we're going to be following in this series of mock exams. It's incredibly important that we follow this, as if in the real thing, if we are found to have a mobile phone or a mobile phone goes off during the exam, it can mean a disqualification. Moving forward, what we need you to do is take your mobile phones to your exam desks. On your exam desks, you will see a clear pencil case, like the one on the screen in front of you. And inside the pencil case will be 2 pieces of card. At the moment, you can see it says A1, but that just represents whatever seat that you're in. So say, for example, you were in seat C3, then it would say C3 instead. What you need to do is you keep the white card in there and put your mobile phone into the pencil case as well, and you take out the coloured card and keep that, and that's your ticket to show that your mobile phone is in that pencil case. These will then be collected in row by row, and then they'll be given out back to you in accordance with this at the end of the exam. I will be in the exam on Monday morning, and so will other members of staff, to be able to talk you through this process. But we just wanted to give you the heads up in terms of those expectations, so that when you're going into that main hall, you're thinking about taking that equipment out that you need from your bag, and also as well you're bringing your mobile phones to your desks so that we can use this new procedure. And finally, and most importantly, just want to wish you a massive good luck for all your exams that you're going to be taking over the next 2 weeks. Make sure that you try your best so you've got no regrets, and I hope that it goes really well for you all.